Hey everyone, probably the number one question I get is, Chris, can you tell me about your setup? How you edit the videos, what computers you use, your equipment, things like that. So I thought I would do a quick video on my home office, aka my recording studio, where I work my day job most of the time, unless I'm on site with a client, and also where I record and edit the videos. So let's go through that right now. So this is my office here. And I'll start with the non-computer stuff first, and then we'll move over to the computer stuff. So over here in this corner, I have a picture here right now, and also some liquor. But sitting right here on this table used to be where we had a little computer a little Mac Mini that used to do the streaming for our live streams of our shows. And I have a bunch of wires and everything down here in the corner that all are hooked up here, so I can have basically a standalone computer that sits over here in the corner and does nothing but stream. And then I have some shelving here and some bookcases where I keep all of my audio equipment. That's what's in this laundry basket, is mic accessories and things. I have inventory of all the tapes that I use for the different recordings, because I use a HDV camera, so I have these digital DV tapes here. I have a bunch of Star Trek ships along the top of my desk because I'm a huge geek. And then here I have, this is my desk here. Let me pull my chair out of the way. And let me walk you through what I have here. So starting over here, this is our Mackie DFX6 mixer, where different mics will come in and things like that. And here's one of our mics we'll record audio with. So if you're looking at my desk here, so this is my desk where you'll see me sitting. Over here is where I have this crazy light thing that I use to shine and make the picture not so dark. And over here I have my Canon HV20 with a script taped to the bottom of it, the microphone and my microphone review, and I'll sit here at this spot in front of the camera and I will talk into it. And then this is what when I upload, this is what I'm looking at when I record the video. You'll notice I have curtains, and it's not because I have massive windows, but these curtains, aside from looking, they look decent. They look decent in a video, but they're also in here to help reduce noise. When I moved into the office, when we first got this house, I realized it was extremely echoey, which would show up on mic and sound horrible. So I put in these curtains here, and they help reduce the echo. This is actually like the quietest room in the house. You step in here and it's very zen. It's very nice. I actually kind of like it quite a bit. Alright, so now let's move here. So this computer setup is actually a couple of different computers. To start with, it's a Mac Mini that Jupiter Broadcasting just recently purchased on refurb, because I would never buy a Mac Mini new because Apple hasn't updated it in forever. But it's a good way to get a Mac on the cheap, and I'm going to be trying to do some video editing on that. And then down here, I don't know if you can see it, because it's really dark down here, but this down here is my main Linux editing machine. It's a Pentium 3D, or 3 gigahertz D, so it's dual core, and it has 4 gigs of RAM in it, and then it dual boots Windows 7, which I'm testing right now to do a review on, but it's primarily an Ubuntu Studio box. And then over here I have a MacBook Pro, which is provided by my day job, and the MacBook Pro is currently running Ubuntu 8.10. Dual monitors are currently working on it, which is actually very slick, but for the most part I never have dual monitors. So right now I have dual monitors working, but I don't have Compass. It kind of seems to be one or the other, so that's that. And then over here I have an IP phone, which goes directly into my work line, so people can call my local extension, and it rings here at my home office. Over here I have some external storage. That's a 750 gig Firewire 800 drive, and then this right here is a 1 terabyte. This is a drive toaster. It's not actually mounted right now, so I can pull this out. And so what I can do is I can slide in different editing drives depending on what movie or if I'm doing an in-depth look, or if I'm editing Castablast. It doesn't matter what I'm working on. I have different working drives, and I pop those in and out right there. And then I have this is my stereo controller here. I have a 5.1 stereo system in my office, but I'm only using it in stereo mode right now. Then I I have some Star Trek hand weapons and tricorders and things, just in case, I don't know, Borg invade my house. But then I just have some paperwork up here, things like that. That's probably not very interesting. I don't really know why I would show you that. Some more of the Star Trek ships. So that's kind of it. I have these sound sticks right here, which are not hooked up to the Linux machine, so don't ask me if they work with Linux, because I don't know. They're only hooked up to the Mac Mini. I took them from my wife when I got her new speakers. This right here is a crucial part to our audio setup. This is a really important one. This is the M-Audio Fast Track Pro 4x4. And you can see right now I have two different stereo cables going into it, which then go into the mixer. This then runs into the Linux box below the desk, and I also have a line that goes into the MacBook Pro, so I can swap between which computer I want audio to go in. This is how we bring in audio from the mixers, from this guy, to reduce the machine noises and sound cards, so we don't just go directly into a sound card. We actually go through the Fast Track Pro and then into our computer. And that's part of how we get things to sound so good, is by doing that. So I think that's basically it. Oh, up here I have a EEE, the 701, which just actually pretty much functions as a digital picture frame. Just does slideshows for me now because I don't really find it very useful as a computer. Different audio equipment up in the cabinets here, and then same down here I have different kinds of cables and wires, and I have a subwoofer down there for the 5.1 speaker system. And that is kind of it. That's the tour of my home office and how I have things set up. So for those of you keeping track, I've got let's see, I've got the MacBook Pro that runs Ubuntu and dual boots OS 10 depending on what the day job needs. I've got the EEE that runs Ubuntu, so that's 2 computers. Then I've got the Mini that is currently only running OS 10. And then I've got the Linux box down below which runs Ubuntu Studio. So let's see, that's MacBook Pro, EEE, Mini, and a Linux box. So that's 4 computers and like 6 operating systems in this office. And it's not actually a very big space, but I'm able to cram a lot into here, and then also it doubles as my studio. So it's a functional design, I guess I would say. Anyways, for those of you that have been curious about how my home setup is, well, now you know. And if you have any questions, just hit me up on Twitter, twitter.com/ChrisLAS, or you can email me, chris@jupiterbroadcasting.com. A lot of the gear I showed you here I also have available in the Jupiter Broadcasting store. It's basically an Amazon store, but we make a small commission off of it, and you can find that over at jupiterbroadcasting.com/store.